used now in just everyday language. Spin the block, op. Everything is about beef and confrontation. Just because Cole and Drake did one song together, you guys are not going to tell me that hip hop and hip hop podcasting, hip hop YouTube, hip hop live stream does not thrive. Triple its views with confrontation.
We're not denying that. Because clearly I've made that argument with you guys before about that too, even for our own sake. Right? It's at the sake of it's not worth it though that we're not collabing at the end of the day, or at least collabing more. We could still be making way more money in the long run than the spikes that we get from a diss or from a beef.
Yeah, if every 50 episodes you have a beef, cool. We get 2x listens because you called out someone by name, and then it comes back down, it evens out, and then you wait for the next time the beef warms up again. The point is, we control the narrative. We control our relationship with these other podcasts. Utilize these other platforms.
But this is coming from someone.
Episodes was a collab with another podcast.
We collab with other podcasts though.
Y'all doing it right now. Again, it's not.
But we should do it more.
Like okay,
exactly.
So
exactly.
It should be a common.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I was just podcasts in this city that haven't even would never even come across working with.
Last year we did Hulu Theater. It was just me, Troy, Rashad. We had Mayweather come. My first thought was, what for other people, huh?
Subtle flex is fine. Yeah, no.
I appreciate y'all for coming to the show. If I make you money, please put yes in chat. But what other 5 of us could do the garden? And then when Schultz sold up that shit out twice, we always complain about the vulture shit and we don't work together, and then somebody comes in and fills that void. We can't complain about, like, even with Vlad, if a bunch of us got together and brought a platform together for artists and up and comer, there would be no room for Vlad. Us not working together makes that fucking vacuum.
Well, no, what Vlad does, there will always be room for him because he's willing to do shit other people aren't willing to do.
True.
So there will always be room for him because he goes out on a ledge that other people know better than to go out on.
But knowing that the audience does want to hear those questions, there's plenty of people in the media that keep a certain moral ground that they won't ask those questions.
Yeah.
So as much as you want to fault Vlad, it is what the consumer wants to hear.
Yeah.
I've been critical of Vlad. There's been plenty of shit I've wanted to know with guests that he had on that I know only Vlad's about to ask that question, and I would like to know that answer. Yeah. So it's just a weird...
Like the whole Keefe D run. The fact that he got him to admit that shit.
Well, I mean, he did it out already, but...
Yeah, but like...
So let me ask you this to your point with the garden. And I'm trying not to be a pessimist the way I have been my entire life in 2024.
Yeah.
But let's take ego out of it and just be realistic. If we were to all do a garden show, let's say the garden agreed.
Yeah.
7 of the biggest podcasts. Is one podcast going to come in rightfully so and say, I know I'm going to move more tickets than you guys. I need a different split here. And as much as you could call that ego, it's kind of not.
It's fair.
That's fair.
That makes sense though.
And who's going to humble themselves? Where's the... That's what's great about festivals.
Yeah.
For the most part, artists don't pick that. If artists were putting together a festival, like all of us got together, that lineup would be a fucking mess of where people go, this and that. Thank God sometimes other people do that, and you just are placed in the slot that you're placed in, and it is what it is, and shut the fuck up.
You guys saw that.
We all work together to do that. All right, what time slot am I in? What's my split on this? All right, advertising, who's doing what? Like, it does get complicated.
Okay.
Then you just drop in real ego, and it gets even crazier.
So why not model the festival format?
You guys tried that, remember, with Roots? Remember you guys were in a lineup with different podcasts? You guys saw the difference?
And
yeah, but that was just, that in itself was weird because it was like, we didn't see anybody.
Y'all had a crowd?
No, I'm just saying, like, we didn't see any other of the other podcasts.
Yeah, that's what I'm also not talking about. Crowd, other podcasters.
Like, there was no like interaction with other at all.
Yeah, the structure was weird. Yeah,
it was just like, yo, where's everybody at?
Yeah,
like
I did 2 years ago.
Yeah. Like I saw 19 Keys.
Yeah.
I saw Rashad when they did that was the first time we actually met. But other than that, I didn't see anybody that weekend that was on the lineup.
I mean, and I know I sound like I'm the one that's arguing against it.
Julian Wallow was hosting it, and I didn't even see them.
Yeah, I didn't see them.
Yeah,
I was hosting the podcast stage.
I didn't even get to see Wheezy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, we saw them.
We saw like the end.
Yeah.
All I know is I live my rhymes with this shit. So I don't mind
all right
being critiqued. No, I'm one of because I don't have an ego and just start fucking yelling out how I help people, because it's just not what I do.
Yeah.
You can ask the podcast community of who I've put with major agencies. I've gotten them their first lawyer. I got them their first deal.
Yeah.
I have put people on show bills. I have really tried to keep this podcast shit a community that we can really help each other. We're not, if I'm up, let me bring you with me. I don't think it's going to step on what we're doing over here. It could just help. I just see that it doesn't, no one talks about it because it's not good content. I can tell a story. Me and Mandy are cool. She won't care. Mandy went on No Jumper and was telling the whole last year she had this and that. I think Adam was like, yo, so what's up with Rory and Maul? Like, do you have a relationship? She was like, yeah, man, I guess I see them like every now and then is what it is.
Yeah.
Mind you, I had connected Manny and Bridget with UTA. Like, I was trying to help chop their shit. I was doing that, but that sold better. If Manny went up there and was like, yo, he helped me here, he helped me there, that's not good content. Fans aren't going to give a fuck about that.
I can argue that if the only thing that works is the beef thing, that the person, not because I fuck with Mandy.
Love Mandy.
Yeah.
It's just
but
that.
if most people in the podcasting space can only drive interest off beef, you're not good.
I agree.
Agreed.
So that's why, like, if we get a comedian, you have us on like the financial space, y'all, like we can pick whoever and stagger it a certain way. Most people not giving enough value. Like, I think you can't have 15 people talking about the same shit. I think it's too many voices that are copying voices.
Mm-hmm.
So when even people are like, yo, all Maul care about is integrity. It's like, but at least he's in his lane.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather that than you copy and parrot what everybody else is saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but everybody wants views. People are talking about the same thing because that's what's drawing views.
This is the fucking Olympic. Like, I'm telling you, like, we are the World Olympics. Like, and if not, at some point, and people hate on Schultz too. I fuck with Schultz. At some point,
we fuck with
if we don't do it, it'll be Schultz and Shane Gillis and Alex Jones and da-da-da. We're going to be like, why the fuck didn't we do it?
Listen, this is a creative meeting that we're just recording. You already know where I stand. Yeah. I'm down to put up money, do everything to make something like this happen, because I do believe it would be great for all of us.
Yeah.
But in any creative meeting, I'm always going to bring up the issues of like, is this even real?
And it's certain niggas I'm just going to always have beef with. I'm going to just let you know that now. Because that's just where I'm from. I'm from a small block in the Bronx.
When can we end the podcast war beef?
Huh?
When can we end the podcast?
When the truth is on the table?
See, but that, all right, see, this is the
That's
difference.
very broad.
We can end, me and Gilly went back and forth. Yeah. That ended because that was a podcast thing.
Yeah.
But that wasn't
I think
beef. That wasn't beef.
I know.
See, that's another thing too. We gotta stop calling things beef. Yeah. Like, that ain't beef. That was just words exchanged. That wasn't beef. That was a misunderstanding.
What I think you're alluding to is not a podcast beef.
Gotcha.
It's a disagreement that came from a podcast, but it is not a podcast disagreement.
Gotcha.
No, Rory and